This is the Fox 5 News Block.
Heavy rain and thunderstorms heading our way. Liv Johnson is standing by with more on what you can expect this weekend. And the mascot debate on Long Island getting national attention. What the Secretary of State had to say, of Education that is, had to say when she visited the island a short time ago. Good afternoon, I'm Jessica Formoso. Welcome to the News Block. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, breaking news on Roosevelt Island. A desperate rescue operation underway to find a teen who went missing in the waters off the island. Details are still coming in. We are told rescuers are looking for a 15-year-old girl. She was reported missing off Roosevelt Island near Main Street around noon. It's unclear how she got in the water, if she fell or went in voluntarily. We have a reporter on the way, and we'll have the very latest on the 5 o'clock news. Now let's shift gears to weather. Here's a live look outside, and let's bring in Liv Johnson. A beautiful day today, it turns out to be.
Yes, so far it's been beautiful, but we have a nasty system that's approaching. So yes, most of the afternoon has been cloudy with some parts of sunshine, but there is a storm approaching from the west. Now we also have warmer temperatures. It definitely feels a lot different today than it did yesterday. Warmer temperatures plus stronger dew points, so it also feels more humid. 73 degrees in New York City, 68 out on Long Island. We have 73 for Hartford, 74 for Poughkeepsie, almost hitting 80 for some areas in New Jersey, 71 down the shore. So I'd say about dinner time is when we could get our first shower. But most of the heavy rain is going to come a little later tonight, anytime after 8 p.m. We're going to get some strong rain. It's going to have some thunderstorms mixed in with it, and it's going to last through our Friday night and into our Saturday morning. And again, at times that rain could be heavy, and we'll also have some thunderstorms mixed in. Saturday late morning clears up a bit before we get more rain in the afternoon. Finally, we'll be clear Saturday night, Sunday, and we have a beautiful start to next week. Jessica?
Thanks, Liv. The Crypto Bro torture case back in New York City courtroom. One of the defendants entering the courtroom in an orange prison jumpsuit earlier today. Morgan Mackay joins us from the newsroom with the very latest. Morgan.
Hey, Jessica. So an indictment will likely be handed down at some point later today. William Duplessis surrendered to police on Tuesday for his alleged role in kidnapping and torturing an Italian Bitcoin dealer. He was denied bail, and so today he faced a judge wearing that prison jumpsuit. 33-year-old Duplessis is charged with kidnapping, assault, unlawful imprisonment, and criminal possession of a firearm. Authorities allege that he and John Waltz held an Italian tourist captive for weeks inside a townhouse in Soho. The alleged victim told investigators the two men used a saw to cut his leg, hung him over a ledge, and threatened to kill him if he did not give up his Bitcoin password. According to the NYPD, the Italian tourist was able to escape by running down a flight of stairs after promising to give up the password. A grand jury indicted John Waltz yesterday. So again, this morning's hearing for Duplessis was to determine whether or not he will be indicted as well. Now, the city is also confirming that two NYPD detectives were working security off-duty at the townhouse where this allegedly took place. One of the detectives was also on the mayor's security team. Sources tell us that one of the detectives also picked up the alleged victim from the airport and brought him to that townhouse. Now, many officers work off-duty security jobs, but the employment must be approved. Both detectives have now been assigned to modified duties as investigators look into how this employment was secured. Mayor Eric Adams addressed the developments here on Fox 5.
This is being investigated, and we'll find out exactly what happened. I have security personnel, and we don't know what they do in their private lives. It has nothing to do with their professional capacity to make sure that I'm safe while I move around the city.
Now, City Hall also added that Mayor Adams did not know these crypto suspects. Now, if convicted, both suspects face a maximum sentence of 25 years to life in prison. Jessica?
Thanks, Morgan. Now, for the second day, Diddy's former assistant, she's going by the name of Mia, took the stand in his sex crimes trial. Mia worked for Diddy from 2009 to 2017. During those 8 years, she said she was thrown into a swimming pool, held captive in Diddy's home, and was sexually assaulted multiple times by the disgraced music mogul. We learned today Combs also threatened Mia's job and reputation and even threatened to kill her. The jury even saw some of the messages photos Combs sent to Mia. Mia also described seeing significant violence against Cassie. Mia says she suffers from PTSD and has not been able to work. Developing news on Long Island. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon on the South Shore visiting Masipico High School over an ongoing battle over its mascot. Jody Goldberg is live in Masipico with more on what she had to say and how Native American groups are reacting. Jody.
Jess, McMahon took a firm stance saying it's a direct violation of civil rights, but Native American tribal leaders say it's downright disrespectful. Both sides showed up outside of the high school. Now the Chiefs are one of the districts going against the ban. They say they shouldn't have to change their mascot. The issue stems from a New York State Board of Regents vote back in 2023 to ban the use of Native mascots and logos. The majority of school districts across the state complied, but Masipico is one that has fought back. McMahon launched an investigation to determine if the State Department of Education could withhold funds from the districts if they didn't change their Native American mascots and logos. She's now calling on the state to act.
We'll be asking that this request to remove the mascot be taken off the table. We'll ask for an apology to be issued to Masipico, and we will also ask that the Board of Education will also permit any county, any school in the state to choose its mascots.
If the U.S. Department of Education is truly concerned with the well-being of children, the mental health of children, that they will see that this is hurtful to millions of Native children in the United States.
Now, Jess, the governor's office calls McMahon's visit a WWE-style distraction. The New York State Department of Education says it's political theater. As for McMahon, she says if the state refuses to comply, she'll turn the investigation over to the Department of Justice. In Masipico, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News. Let's send it back to you.
Clearly, this debate isn't over. Thank you, Jody. Also developing on Long Island, the city of Long Beach decided to close its beaches today. This comes after the police department there received word that numerous school cut days are taking place today. Law enforcement says it's closing the beaches out of an abundance of caution. This comes after a shooting during a teen beach party last year in Long Beach. We'll be right back.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? Spectrum is bringing together the streaming apps you love. Plus, live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. All in one place, across your devices. So no matter when or where you are, it's all here. Spectrum.
Welcome back. The Supreme Court rules the Trump administration can end humanitarian parole for more than 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. The justice lifted a lower court order keeping the protections in place. The ruling pushes the total number of people exposed to possible deportation to nearly 1 million. The court has also allowed the administration to revoke temporary legal status for about 350,000 Venezuelan migrants in another case. Dr. Oz was a guest on Good Day New York this morning where he talked about Medicaid. City Comptroller Brad Lander says millions of New Yorkers could lose Medicaid as a result of the Trump administration's so-called Big Beautiful Bill. But Dr. Oz said the government is actually spending more money on Medicaid. He wants to make sure it's going to the elderly, the very young, and those who are not able to work. Dr. Oz says those who choose not to work or get an education should not get insurance.
The question about work requirements, which is really community engagement requirements, is designed for able-bodied individuals who could enter the workforce. And here's the whole promise. You don't want generational poverty. You don't want a community where no one has ever had a job. So we're asking you, get off the couch, apply for a job. It turns out if you apply for a job, because we've got twice as many jobs as there are people looking for them, you'll get a job.
Dr. Oz says most Americans agree that those who choose not to work should not get Medicaid. Developing news now. Taylor Swift says she has regained control over her music and buys back her first 6 albums. In a post on her website, Swift writes, in part, quote, "All of the music I've ever made now belongs to me," adding, "I've been bursting into tears of joy ever since I found out this is really happening." Now, the saga began in June of 2019 when the music manager Scooter Byrne bought Swift's former record label, Big Machine, and with it all of the songs from Taylor Swift: Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, and Reputation. This ends a long-running battle over the ownership of her music. This morning, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum observed the 23rd anniversary of the formal end of rescue, recovery, and relief efforts at Ground Zero. The annual commemoration ceremony honors all 9/11 rescue, recovery, and relief workers, as well as those who are sick or have died from 9/11 related illnesses. Today's ceremony comes at a pivotal time when federal budget cuts have greatly impacted the 9/11 Health Fund.
Because of your unwavering commitment 23 years ago, and because of the widening effects of the 9/11 attacks, tens of thousands of responders, construction workers, volunteers, Lower Manhattan community members, and survivors have been stricken with illness, and tragically, many have died from those illnesses. It's our solemn responsibility to support those who continue to suffer by telling their story and your story of resilience.
Today's ceremony also looked ahead at the 25th anniversary of 9/11 next year. Let's take a look outside. Here's Liv Johnson. A beautiful day so far, but Liv, you're telling me it's not going to look pretty later on today.
Yes, things are taking a turn for the worse. So temperature-wise, it'll stay quite pleasant, 70s and 60s. But then we have some showers that move in, a couple stray showers around dinner time, and then we get some stronger rain later at night. I'd say 9-10 p.m. It stays pretty heavy throughout our Friday into our Saturday morning. We could see some thunderstorms, and we'll definitely see some stronger rain, especially for parts of New Jersey. It's a little better out on Long Island, but still a lot of us are getting a significant amount of rain. We have a little bit of some dry time on Saturday, but then we have more afternoon showers. Then we're finally in the clear Saturday evening, although it will be a bit cooler for your Saturday and Sunday. But Sunday is dry, and we have a beautiful start to next week. It is dry, it's in the 70s, and we're even getting into the 80s by mid next week. Jessica?
Thanks, Liv. And that's your news block for now. Have a great weekend. We'll see you here next week.